Hey guys, welcome back to Grind Season Outdoors. It's winter time right now and we are not able to take the boat out and fish. It's super cold. It's getting down to like 3 degrees tonight. But my mind is on fishing right now and I wanted to talk about sponsorships tonight. So this is a video that I'm going to kind of make for people that are getting into fishing that maybe want to pursue a career. I know right now the bass fishing and tournament fishing thing is extremely saturated. There's a lot of people that want to do it. There's a lot of controversy. It's kind of one of those things where even for myself, I've been kind of wanting to do it as a dream of mine for a long time. And there's been a lot of things that have made me question it. But at the end of the day, I'm making this video for the people that love fishing and that just want to fish every day like I do. Whether you're a kid that's in high school right now or college, basically someone younger that's trying to move up through the ranks, or someone my age or even older that's just getting into it and you're wanting to know about kind of the business side of things, the sponsorship side. I know that's what a lot of people like to think about and worry about right off the bat, myself included. I was one of those people at one point. Like I said, I'm going to make this video for the people that want to do the sponsorship stuff and want to learn how to go about all of that. So I'm going to, I guess, throw in my 2 cents on the topic. It's not something that I talk about very much, but I'm going to give my honest opinion and hopefully you guys can learn something from this. So starting off, for anyone that doesn't know about me or kind of know my sponsorship situation right now, I'm currently working with some really amazing companies. One of them that I've been, partners with for a long time. It's been a family business, but Upper Iowa Marine, my family's boat dealership out of Northeast Iowa here in Decorah. It's probably one of my, I would say it is the longest lasting sponsor that I have. And they've done so much for me. I mean, obviously it's family, and I've always had that connection, but I've always tried to do what I can to help them as well. And from early on, I mean, when I was in high school, Upper Iowa Marine was kind of my title sponsor, and we're still going strong. That business has helped me and, people around me. Some of my friends and stuff do things that we would have never been able to do without them. So I'm working with them. I got 608 Baits, which is a company out of Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin that make plastics. So pretty much any plastics, I have a hookup with them. And, that's one thing that I do a lot of is pitching and flipping. I like to finesse fish for smallmouth. I like to cast and wind a paddle tail every now and then just experiment with some new baits. So 608 Baits has been a great company for me there. They're also making me some rods this year, and this is going to be kind of their launch for their rods this year. They're going to be, making those a little bit more, and the rods are absolutely awesome. I'm getting a few of them tomorrow night actually, so I'm excited about that. I used one all year last year for the most part and absolutely loved it. So we're getting some more of those. On top of that, I'm working with a couple more local companies. Anthem Archery they've been a sponsor of mine for a while. Bow Shop in Decorah here. I'm working with Spro this year. So a lot of people know of the Spro frogs and maybe the line of crankbaits that they have and some of that stuff, but Spro has literally just about anything in the fishing industry. I mean, they have clothing lines, they have rods, reels, plastics, spinner baits, everything. So Spro is a new one to me this year, but a company that I have bought a lot of baits from over the years. So those are just some of the things going on right now for me. I have a few other ones, and some have kind of came and gone, but I'm kind of at the point right now that I think I can speak to this and give you guys some advice to get sponsors on your own, and also maybe just a little bit of a reality check, I guess. So what I want everyone to think about is the fact that when you have a sponsor, you're basically working for them to earn whatever they're giving you, whether they're paying you, if they're giving you a discount on whatever they have, or if they're giving you stuff for free. There's a million different ways that companies could go about a sponsorship and, different situations that you're in. But overall, I would consider a sponsorship just basically any partnership with a company where you're helping them and they're helping you. So it goes both ways. And like I said at the beginning, the fishing industry is extremely saturated right now. It's hard to set yourself apart. It's hard to have value as someone that's just getting into it and trying to look for a sponsor. So you just have to think to yourself at all times, more than anything, what are you able to do to bring value to the sponsor that you're trying to get? And for me, this has been something that I've, struggled with at times because, sometimes when you're trying to work out a sponsorship deal, they don't necessarily have clear tasks for you to go out and do. Like you don't have a checklist of things that you got to go do for them like you would if you're going to work. So you kind of have to get creative and you have to find ways that you can work for them. And to be honest, I've had a couple of sponsorships where it didn't really go very well. It just wasn't meant to be, I feel like, or, partially it might have been on their end. They weren't, doing what I hoped, but it has definitely gone both ways for some of the sponsorships / partnerships that I've had over the years. It just doesn't work out. It's not the right fit. I can't find ways that it makes sense for me to promote them, and therefore I just never really end up doing anything for them. And that's not what you want. If you have a sponsor, you want to be helping them, and in return, they should be helping you out as well. So I guess the best advice that I could give to someone that's looking for a sponsor right now or looking to get sponsors is maybe stop looking so hard and stop trying so hard to just get any sponsor that you can get and take any sponsorship that you can get. And here's a few reasons why. First of all, I think you should prove yourself and prove your value in whatever you're doing, whether you have a YouTube channel, if you're just kicking butt fishing tournaments, maybe you have some kind of unique situation that I don't know about, but whatever it is, try to make yourself stand out. I mean, I feel like for myself, it's been a combination of, just being at the tournaments, having a lot of connections with people, and then having the social media presence and, kind of throwing it all together, trying to be a person with a good reputation. That's always huge. Companies, they look at a lot of that. They look at your social media presence and, the stuff that you're putting on social media. They also look at what kind of person you are, what kind of reputation you are, especially when you're working with local companies. Okay, here's another thing to think about, and maybe another reason not to just try and get any sponsor that you can get. So let's say you have a company that makes swim jigs, just for an example. It could be plastics or whatever else. Doesn't really matter. But we'll just go with swim jigs. This company's making swim jigs, and they're going to give you a 25% discount on their swim jigs. So if you were to pick up this sponsor, think about, the fact that you're going to want to promote their stuff. You're going to want to do work for them to, make it worth their time to give you that discount. Well, how many swim jigs are you going through in a year? How many swim jigs are you going to go out and, add to your tackle collection in a year if it's just swim jigs? Probably not a ton. Maybe you'll go all out and you'll get 100 of them, but guess what? You're still paying for 75% of the cost of that swim jig, and you're just getting the swim jigs. You're not paying for boat gas. You're not paying for entry fees. You're not paying for any of that kind of stuff. So in my mind, I could go and work one day on overtime and I can make enough money to go buy enough swim jigs for the whole year for working one day. I have no obligations to promote a company. I don't have to work for anybody. I don't have to put someone's name on my shirt or on the side of my truck or boat or any of that stuff. I just can go to Scheels or wherever, Tackle Warehouse online, and order the swim jigs that I need to get me through the whole year. And that's from working one day. That's kind of the way that I've always looked at it. Your sponsorship has to be worth it. And I feel like a lot of guys are just trying to get anything. They're trying to get a little bit of a discount. They're trying to get, I think, some companies, especially the big ones, they like to try to do this pro staff stuff because, looking through the BS, I guess, they want as many people with their logo on their shirt or a hat with their logo on it out there posting on social media and spreading the word around for basically no cost. And the thing is, if they're giving you a 25% discount on stuff or even a 50% discount on stuff, they're probably just giving you the stuff at cost for them. They're not actually like paying you or losing out on money. Like, yeah, they're not making a profit on that stuff that they're giving you or as much of a profit, but they're also not really losing money. So that's just something to keep in mind. There's a lot of people, and I can think of a few that I'm not going to name, but they try to just get as many people on their team as possible, and they will literally, basically approve anyone with a heartbeat to be on their pro staff just so, they can get the apparel out there for everyone to see with their logo on it. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. If you can go and work one day and make a bunch of money on overtime and pay for all the stuff working one day that you would have to waste your whole year trying to create content and do whatever for, just go work and pay for the stuff. Okay, so I know that some of this isn't what you guys wanted to hear, so I'm going to get into some of the stuff that you probably do want to hear or you might be interested in. There are a lot of opportunities. Yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can kind of get screwed over. There's a lot of ways that you're not going to, things aren't going to work out, or you're not going to get what you're probably going to deserve out of the situation. But there are some good things out there. There's some good people. And here's what I want you guys to look for. Instead of going for the brands that are the most popular right now and the things that are trending, that stuff changes, every year it seems like. Don't really focus on that stuff. Try to find local people and find smaller companies and start working with them. And those are going to be the people in your area that are probably in your same shoes. If you're trying to work on building your career as a fisherman, they're probably trying to work on building their company. Right now, a couple of the sponsorships that I have are family-owned businesses or, very small companies that are on the rise. They're growing. And you want to get in with companies like that when they're kind of in those early stages. And, at that point, you have a lot of skin in the game. If that company grows and you're there with them and doing a lot with them, you all grow together. And, 608 Baits is a company that I would definitely throw out there as being that company for me. Over the years, the last few years that we've been partnered up, it's been cool to see the progress that they're making. I've been, able to do a little bit to help them out, and they've helped me out in some big ways too. So if you can find some situations like that where you're, find someone else your age that maybe wants to make some fishing lures, team up with them and promote their lures. And in the midst of doing all that, it might never take off. You might never end up with a big paying sponsorship out of that, but you're going to learn how you can do things to promote that company. And when you do get an opportunity at a bigger company like Spro, you'll have some more ideas and you'll have the ability to actually go out there and do what that company needs you to do. I think it's pretty easy to, put the logo on a shirt and do all that kind of stuff. But when it actually comes to going out and doing the stuff to promote that company and make them look good and make yourself look good doing it, it's freaking hard. It doesn't work out. You want to go out and you want to catch them on a Spro Frog, and they won't eat a Spro Frog, and there goes that whole day that you dedicated to trying to get content for that company. So I'm just throwing that out there. It's tough, and if you can figure out how to do that kind of stuff with, you know, your buddies and smaller companies, and grow with them and just build onto, you know, what you have every year, that's huge. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story about my life, right? So some of you might remember this if you knew me back in the day or have been watching the YouTube channel for a while, but I used to have a little 16-foot red Charger, and I had probably 25 stickers on that son of a gun. And I thought I was a pro. I put stickers all over the boat, made a jersey, all that good stuff. But all the stickers that were on my boat were companies that, you know, sponsored me in some sort of way. And some of them were just local companies that gave me $50. But my buddy and I in high school, we actually went around and talked to business owners, and we got people to pretty much donate or sponsor money for us to go and fish high school tournaments. And those were our initial sponsors. So we literally started with, you know, a dozen companies from the Decorah area here in Iowa, and they're all just local companies that mainly had nothing to do with fishing. But the next thing you know, the auto body company that sponsored us repainted my boat and repainted my boat trailer. And, you know, you just start to get little hookups like that. And hookups is probably not the right word to use, but you get help, right? You get, these companies are doing little things for you, and it's not going to make you rich overnight. It's not going to, you know, blow up in a year. But if you can get all the stuff that you use, like, you know, I'm just going to say it, I get hooks and Spro Frogs, and I do a lot of flipping and a lot of frogging. So if I don't have to pay for that stuff, that goes a long ways. If I only have to pay a little bit for that stuff even, it goes a long ways. You know, the more baits that you can get, the more rods, reels, fishing line, boat parts, whatever, you name it, anything fishing industry related, $10 to put towards gas, any of that you can get to chip away at the expenses of it, that's the biggest thing. I think in this game of fishing, unless you end up being the Kevin Van Dam and you have a lot of success in fishing big tournaments, you're never going to get rich doing this. But if you can afford to do it all at almost no cost, that's where you're winning. And then when you do cash a check in a tournament, you start going into the green instead of being buried in the red. You know, all your paychecks at work are going towards paying your bills or working towards buying a new vehicle or doing whatever, instead of just paying for all of your tackle and all of your tournament entry fees and all of that stuff. You know, and then one of my sponsors right now is a restaurant, Twin Springs Supper Club in Decorah. And, you know, again, like I said, not fishing related, but the guy that owns it has been huge help to me when I've been in a pinch. He has a boat that is available for me to use, you know, and he's there to support me on the fishing journey that I'm on. So when you can find good people like that and work with them, be good to them, be respectful, be a good person so that they have someone with a good reputation on their team, all that stuff is extremely important. So guys, just to kind of wrap all this up, there really is no secret to all this stuff. There's no way to go and get a bunch of sponsors. Nothing's going to happen overnight. And you're certainly starting off not going to get a bunch of great sponsors right off the bat. So like I said, try to start small. Focus on fishing. Focus on what you're going to do to be different, making yourself more valuable. You know, and some of that stuff might not have anything to do with fishing. I've done a lot of seminars and, you know, other things where it shows my value outside of just being on the water and catching fish. It makes me someone that can go and, you know, sell stuff for a company. You need to gain that experience, give yourself that value before you know, you're going to get any of those big sponsorships. And that's just the way it is. But start small, start with the local people, grow with them, Bass Pro Shops, Shields, Strike King, Abu Garcia, none of those people need your help posting on social media, okay? If you want to make a big difference and you want to start growing your sponsorships, I would start at the local level and then let things happen from there. As you start to get better at fishing, you start to give yourself more value and you gain experience over the years, you're going to expand and you're going to make some of those partnerships grow and make it better. And then you're also going to have people reach out to you. And that's where things really start to get good. That's where, you've kind of made it, and you just have to keep going in the right direction, keep working hard. And like I have said several times now, keep a good reputation. There's a million different ways that you can build a good reputation, and all it takes is one bad thing to ruin all of it. So try to, play nice and maintain your good reputation, do good things for the community, try to find ways that you can help out, and you might have to work for free a little bit too, but just try to find the things that have the potential and where you see the value in for yourself, and go after those things no matter what it takes. You might not get a big paying deal out of a sponsorship right away, but if you get the opportunity at the right partnership and you do a good job, it could end up paying off big for you. So I guess that's the advice that I have for you right now. We'll maybe make one of these a few years down the road and see where we're at again. But I hope you guys picked up on some stuff here. Good luck to you. Keep working hard, keep fishing, and best of luck to everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on Grind Season Outdoors.